Naina.
Sakshi,
Hi.
hi.
Can I paint a little bit of a picture for you?
Paint.
You're you're in school.
Mhm.
You see like women with briefcases picking up their children while your mom doesn't pick you up, you take the bus or whatever, that's not relevant. And these women are dressed like in crisp shirts and slacks, like trousers,
I'm trying very
heels.
hard to stay with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
let's
just stay
move
with
on.
me. Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
move ahead.
They're with it. They're girl bosses. And you're like, damn, one day I'm gonna grow up to be a girl boss. And then you see like the first woman to climb the Everest, and you're like, wow, girl boss. And you're like, I'm going to be the CEO of a big four company, and I'm also gonna climb the Everest in the same year. So you get your first 5,000 rupee paying job, and you enter a workplace with wide eyes. Okay, you have to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
stay
yeah.
with me.
I'm
Stay
staying with
with
you.
me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Paint the dream. Yeah.
As soon as you enter, you hear a man talking about how his wife sucks and he cheats on her 4 times a day, and how women are worthless and they should stay in the kitchen.
Where were you working? What
That's not
happened?
relevant. That's not relevant. Please don't ask personal questions.
Okay.
Today is about our 9 to 5 experiences
Yeah.
of working a corporate job, being
Just
corporate girl bosses. And that is
why we quit our 9 to 5s and became content creators. Pretty
welcome
much.
to Moment of Silence. I'm Sakshi Shivdasani,
And I am Naina Bhan.
and we don't have jobs.
We have jobs, but they're not 9 to 5, and we are not oppressed. We are liberal, liberated content creators. We make our own money on our own time.
Gang, gang.
We cultivate our social media personas. We scam people into thinking we're interesting, attractive, funny with it, and that's how we make
And we
money.
get a few scrunchies in barter.
Yeah, just that.
Just roll in.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to the 9 to 5 time of my life,
Yeah.
I've done everything, every possible job behind the camera that I could before I reached the front of the camera, the precipice of my life, and it was painful. I was very underpaid, which is why I started modeling, by the way, so that I could make money to follow my dreams.
How's that
Monday to
working
Friday.
out for you?
And yeah, it's not working out
No,
very well.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and yeah, I had no life. I used to like love to read. I had a lot of hobbies. I used to sing, I used to draw, I used to do a lot of things, and then I started working, and all my hobbies and all my interests died one by one, and I only watched reality TV after that, and I supplemented all my serotonin with pizza and beer after work.
Amazing. Speaking of reality TV,
Yeah.
did you watch a really cool and fun show called Supermodel of the Year Season 1?
Yes, I actually did. Were you on that show?
Oh, I don't like to talk about it actually. But yes, I was on that show. And before I started modeling, I too did a 9 to 5 job for 4 whole months. So I feel very, very personally about this topic. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so to give you a little context about my work life, and for the viewers and listeners, I studied history, then I studied film, and then I joined a production house as a director's assistant, as an editor, as a creative producer.
Oh, wow.
Then I moved into advertising, did kind of the same things there, producer, and through this entire time, I was modeling. And then after that, class happened, and now I'm an actor, content creator.
Wow. So you've done literally everything from started from the bottom, now
Yeah.
we're here. Yeah, you never thought of becoming a makeup artist in the middle. That was the only thing
Yeah, when
left.
my budgets are really tight,
Yeah.
yeah, I get into that.
I studied financial markets because I missed my college admissions, and last minute that was the only course giving me Sindhi quota. So I was like, I gotta do this. And I didn't like it, but I passed. It wasn't that hard actually because I'm super smart. But after that, I did CFP, which is a certified financial planning course, which are like 5 exams. But to get the certificate, you have to do 2 years of work ex. So I was working at a finance firm, and I put it in air quotes because they actually hired me for a sales position in like a company that does EB5 American visa investments. So you like give $200,000 and you invest in real estate in the US and you get a green card. So I was just like the call center employee basically that was calling people and saying क्या आपको EB5 visa चाहिए. After that I was like I'll do modeling because I'd done like a couple of those makeup academies need girls, so they used to pay me like 3,000 rupees to like do makeup on my face. So I was like 3,000 into 30 is 90,000. So instead of making 25,000 I can make 90,000 a month. Cut to 3 months after I quit, I had made a whole 6,000
I knew it.
rupees.
I knew it. In my mind, I knew it. What were those 4 months like?
Dude, honestly, I was this 21-year-old girl, and it was like I didn't know that that much sexism could exist in such a small office. In fact, if I'm not wrong, I have like a list of all the sexist things they ever did to me. This is 16th October 2018, and this was right before I quit, I think. Okay, so like I used to not put makeup on a daily basis, and one of them said लिपस्टिक विपस्टिक लगा कर आना हमें भी देखना पसंद है. Like this 60-year-old man told me this the moment I walked into the office just casually. And like I said, we used to do calls, right? So like when we were doing calls, one of the employees opened the door and someone was like, the girls are on call. And he goes like, are the girls on call or are they call girls? And I was like, excuse me. But when they brought it up, like when I brought it up to them later, they were like, you're making it very hostile for us to work in this environment because we can't even joke
Yeah.
around family. Like,
Yeah, this I don't understand. Like, why do men make such strange conversation in the workplace? Like, how is it so difficult to just have a normal conversation without making things weird? I remember one of the offices that I worked at, one of my seniors used to always ask, "Oh, so you have weekend plans?" And I'd be like, "Not really. I'm just gonna go and chill at home." No, a woman like you would obviously
Oh
have
my-
weekend plans. I said, "No, I don't." But okay, do you want to do something? You're sounding really intense about it.
Excited.
Yeah, I was like, okay, we can like. He's like, no, you think he was getting married at the time. So he's like, it won't look nice if a man like me is out having drinks with a girl like you. I was just like, what?
What are you trying
What
to
are you
say,
saying?
bro?
Yeah, I said, no, I didn't mean drinks. We could like get coffee. He's like, then I'm not interested. This was small talk.
Wow.
And he was like confused why I was offended by this entire communication.
Dude, I don't believe that men are so clueless. I think they're playing dumb so that they can get away with being creeps,
There's
right?
a phrase for this.
What is
It's
it?
called weaponized incompetence.
Oh, is that I thought weaponized incompetence was like when they do something wrong so that like you do it yourself.
It's a vast it's a spectrum, right?
Okay.
You can even weaponize it to the point where like you selectively use your brain in situations, right?
Yeah.
This is one of those situations.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Like there are these guys who would hit me up from the office and they would hit me up at a very strange time but have a very trivial conversation so they could so that it was
Plausible deniability.
plausible deniability, like always married men, but
yeah, it's always
It's-
married man.
So
with a baby on the way.
at 9:30 p.m. on a Wednesday on my Instagram being like, so how's life for you? I don't know you. We're not even on the same team. We don't even talk in
You just
office.
saw me around the office. And then they
What
like
brings you to the city? Like they talk like Shakespeare or like a poet, but it's not deep.
yeah, it's just random. Like they're the kind of guys that you go on a date with and they like look you deep in the eyes and be like, Has anyone told you you're beautiful? Like,
I have a rule at the workplace. Like, one, I don't drink at work parties. I think things get very weird
yeah.
very, very fast. Like, I don't go for offsites, I don't go for work drinks. And I just dip as early as I can because things get weird. And I've seen it happen. And also, I don't date in the workplace because everyone's dating everyone. And I don't
Yeah.
want to be the fifth person someone dated from their colleagues.
Yeah, you don't shit where you eat. It's very incestuous also. They're just
So
like fucking the same people, working with the same people,
And they're like,
breaking up.
high five. In your appraisal, you did very well.
Like they will truly go out of their way to be like, this one is just not a chill person. You can't like, basically, if you don't get manipulated by them, they're like, she's so difficult to work
She's
with.
very difficult to work
Yeah.
with.
She's like taking offense to our sexual advances in an office space.
Somehow, like, if you don't take a man in the workplace sexual puns as the jokes, the thinly
Yeah.
veiled jokes that they're supposed to be, you are suddenly ostracized. Like, you just don't get it. You were
Isko
cool.
काम ही मत दो.
There was this one, and to end this entire section, because I think we can go on and on forever, like, it became really hard because, like, how do you monitor yourself in the workplace without being a bitch? It reached a point where there was this one person, and every time I needed to work with him, it was very difficult for me to get anything done because every time I called him, he would ask me out on a date.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, I need the files, bro. Like, give me the fucking files. I don't want to go. How many ways do I need to say, like, no, correct?
Yeah, sure. We can just meet in a hotel room so I
Yeah.
can give you the files.
Yuck. Yeah, so it was quite miserable. So I'm actually quite happy to be like a content creator because I feel like it's really opened up the space a little bit for me, even though now I don't have Sundays or Saturdays or any concept of time, but I take a lot of decisions for myself. So I
Yeah.
really want to thank the internet for helping me be, just a easy, comfortable, safe woman in a safe environment.
Yeah. I feel like content creation is also like, first of all, because it's so public, nobody's like mean, right? Like they're very careful of like.
Excuse me? What?
No, they're very careful of what they're going to say because everybody has a platform. Like
the creator themselves,
creators,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
people commenting.
No, not
those
the-
people suck.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like from a workplace thing.
Yeah.
Anonymous faces on the internet are just another whole fucking scene.
Yeah.
But like if you're at a shoot or something, I don't think anyone's been mean to me at a shoot because like they know that I can go scorched earth on them if I have to. But in like a workplace setting, you complain to your boss is in a cahoots with the creep. Like, it's just like a boys' club, so to speak. But with like, I'm also very grateful to the internet for giving me a job because I'm especially talentless if not for talking. Like, that's the only job I could get. Like, so I know like a lot of creators have that whole like, oh, 9 to 5? Nah.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but you're doing it 24/7, 365, and it's very insecure.
yeah, but I can't do the other thing. It's not
Yeah.
like I have a choice, right? Like I'm physically, mentally incapable of working in a professional setting. I have a huge problem with authority. I don't take instructions well. So I don't know how to use Microsoft Excel.
Yeah, I think then the difference innately between like a 9 to 5 workplace and content creation is just the power dynamic that's there in place because like you said, like even in the office, if you're kind of logging heads with somebody who's making you feel uncomfortable, if they're at a higher position or they're bringing in more income to the company, then those things slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're meant to just deal with it in your own time. Whereas with content creation, okay, you're not entirely safe because, of course, there are people who are being awful to you on the internet. There are people who are sliding into your DMs. There are people who are doxing you on the internet. And then saying like weird things about your family and stuff, which we can do without, I would like to say. But what does happen with content creation is that suddenly you are put into direct competition with your peers, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But there are buckets, right?
Yeah.
Like we need one comedy creator, we need one
One
actor who
beauty,
is
yeah.
also a content creator, and then you're fighting with the people that you don't want to fight with to get into that spot.
Yeah, and the whole thing about content creation was like that content was democratized, right? You didn't have to wait for like a director to give you a role. So you could build your own audience, and now we're all just like competing for like the same like ad campaigns and everything. And you're like, this is my homie, I don't want to compete with them, but also rent kaun bhar raha hai ye
Yeah.
mahine.
It's been amazing to be a content creator. I've been a content creator for all of like 4 months now. I'm a baby.
Wow.
Yeah. Just nubile, finding my legs. So it's lovely to be the veteran like you, Sakshi.
3 years, yeah,
Yeah.
look it up.
Yeah. But I have to say, I didn't know how difficult it was going to be. I feel like with a 9 to 5, you at least have like a structure and a day to day. You know who you have to hate and who you have to compete with. But when you come to like content creation, the world is your oyster. Like, there's just a whole different set of stakes that are at play.
Also, it's like you see someone and you're like, yeah, they're on my team, and then suddenly they're beefing with you, and it's like, bro, for what? Like, why are you doing this?
Tell me more. I want to know about this.
So, I was at around 20,000 followers, and like this much bigger content creator like posted me on her stories, and I was like, oh my god, I've gotten a shout out from XYZ person. But she had actually posted me on her story saying like, what a problematic girl, because I had made like a video saying that oh, therapists charge 3,000 rupees per session, but I'm out here giving my best friend this advice for free. Babe, where's my paycheck? And she was like, as someone who goes to therapy, I'm super offended. And I was like, you can't gatekeep therapy. And then like she sent her followers after me. Her followers are smarter. They were like, it wasn't that problematic, and then she went like on a rant of how like she has anxiety and all of that. So I just messaged her saying like, you, just because I don't talk about it doesn't mean I don't have issues or I don't go to therapy or whatever. And she was like, you're right, I didn't think about it like that. Like, how fucking convenient, right?
Who is this?
I'll tell you off camera.
Lovely. Love that for you.
Thank you. No, so that's what, like, there's like fucking people everywhere, right? Like, and you're like, I didn't even know I had to deal with co-workers, so to speak, in like a non-office setting. Like, I've
Yeah.
never met these people, but like because it's so public, and it's also that like, oh, this is a newer creator, older creator, there's a fucking dynamic which you didn't even know about, but now I'm well and aware.
So do you feel like more seasoned creators kind of gatekeep or are a little aggressive to like newer creators? Is it hard to break into the industry, or is it democratic because anybody with an internet connection can
Dude, honestly,
make content?
like, I now I feel like I can speak from a mid-level creator perspective.
Humble queen. We love a humble queen.
Don't even have 500,000,
Yeah.
God. But like, basically, I don't consume a lot of content. I make a lot of content, but my brain gets fucking fried if I'm consuming a lot of content. So I don't see some things that are happening. So somebody would have, even you, when you messaged me the first few times.
Are we about to start drama? Like, what is happening?
I didn't see it.
Are we
but then
beefing?
then
My
Naina
first
got a
controversy.
blue tick. And her message got bumped to the top of my DM list, and immediately I saw it, right? Because it got bumped. Like, it's not my problem, it got bumped.
Interesting. Thanks for
So I
telling me
wasn't-
this four episodes in.
I wasn't
Our
being
friendship
like
was a lie.
gatekeepy, but like I was like, okay, now I can see the profile. It doesn't get lost in my DMs.
What a liar!
What?
You saw my profile and then you just like
No, I
noticed me when my blue tick came around.
Oh my god, you thought I was just like, oh, I'm waiting for her to get a blue tick.
Yeah. Then I'll respond to it.
Yeah, these non-blue ticks don't deserve.
How do you
my-
feel about like now people can buy blue ticks? Has it kind of killed the supremacy of blue ticking?
Dude, honestly, we were discussing this a while back with like my friends and my boyfriend and all of that. Verification was always just so that people couldn't impersonate you. So if I can buy a blue tick and it helps me with visibility, it helps me with like if my account gets hacked, I get priority and I can get my account back, then why not? Like, where nobody's looking at your account and going like, oh, she has a blue tick, I won't follow her, like,
You
except
got
me, apparently.
Greta Thunberg of Instagram over here, just like being a humanitarian
Yeah,
for
I'm
all.
very Dani, bro.
Wow, yeah, love it.
Like, Lelo, sub Lelo blue tick. What's your least favorite part about content creation, you think?
I am very passionate about like content. Like I studied film, I wanted to make films at some point
Yeah.
in my life, and even when I got to content creation, I thought I would be good at it because I had an understanding of the medium. And I always try to involve myself as much as I can in creating new like videos from the briefs that are given to me.
Yeah.
Um, but I find that there's no appreciation for that, or not as much as the effort that I'm putting into things.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have a great team who goes out of their way to help me, so that's a little bit of a win because they get as excited, I hope, as me when we're doing something new.
You
Uh,
turn around and they're all complaining. Ki,
yeah.
why can't she just
Simple
make
Sadhu.
lower
Yeah, why
effort?
didn't she just swatch it on her arm,
Yeah.
stupid bitch?
Guts.
Guts, really. I hate the competition with content creation. I didn't even know I had enemies that suddenly pop up from nowhere. I'm like, are we beefing? Do you know my last name?
Do you ever go on like people's Instagrams and be like, oh, she has 103,000 and I have 100,000, so I can't wait to beat her?
No.
No, because I know people that do that. Like, so it's very hectic competition.
Really?
Yeah, like they be like, she has like 400,000 followers. I have 800, but I started after her. Like, I know people that actively do that. So it's
Really?
actually a very fierce competition, and I only know this because somehow people feel very comfortable telling me, like, they're like very like, isko kya hi? Because I overshare, na,
Yeah.
but they overshare in a way that is
Okay.
not good if I'm starting a
I have
podcast.
some tea like this. So, you know how in this new democratic world, content creators are becoming actors and actors are becoming content
Yes.
creators, and neither side is happy. And no one's even pretending to be happy for each
Yeah.
other. They're like, why are you coming for my job?
Leave.
Leave. So I remember I was making some content recently and it wasn't like amazing, but like it was fun and engaging. And there was a set of content creators who were pissed. Like they were pissed that one, I got the opportunity along with another like collaborator to make that content, because who are we at our lowly level of
Actors.
yeah, actors, fucking actors.
Horrible.
Yeah. And secondly, they got like jealous of the content.
I can tell why they were jealous because, again, like, I can't act, and a lot of content creators can't act. So I get where, like, the jealousy was coming from. But, like, if one person makes it, that opens it up for, like, more people to make it. I don't think people realize that if content creation starts being taken seriously, then we don't have to deal with like the negatives of waiting for a director to give you a job. We don't have to ever go into meeting and go like casting couch and all
Oh
of
my
that.
god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Honestly, before becoming an actor, and this happened very recently to me, my whole nervousness was with the casting couch, and I was like, how can I avoid it at all costs? How can I just avoid being exploited? And that way, like, content creation has given me a safety barrier where I latched onto it
yeah.
like with all my heart, because I was like, at least here I am taking my own decisions. It can't get shady.
Yeah.
I was on this shoot once for this, like early in my career as a model, where I didn't even get paid for the shoot, but I was on this shoot once where this really edgy, like streetwear brand was trying to do their campaign, and they're very much about like inclusivity and, like all the catchphrases that
Yeah.
young brands lean
Yas
into.
queen.
Yes, queen. And it was like the shoot was about love, but very abstracted. And through the shoot, at different points of time, people were like literally stripping down like into like their nothing, like they were
Okay.
naked.
Yeah.
And there was a shoot that I was supposed to do with a friend of mine. this other model, and for some reason, in front of everyone in the room, like the designers and everything, we were all just like being made to take like our clothes off. And okay, maybe the other models were like comfortable, but I was really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like we were shooting in the nude, we were being covered by jackets. So I don't know why I had to take my clothes off in front of these designers. Like,
Oh my god.
it was just a weird, bizarre experience. And I was like, okay, maybe I was really young, and I was like, maybe this is how like the hipsters do it,
That's how it
so I
is.
could free the nipple or whatever. But I felt really weird after that entire interaction. Because I think a part of being cool is also to be like cool with what people are comfortable with.
Yeah.
And that clearly was not it.
Dude, I feel like you have, like, even when I joined an agency when I was modeling, like, the guy asked me, like, are you okay with doing condom ads, or are you okay with doing, like, photo shoots in the nude? And I said no. And he looked at me with, like, what do you mean no? And I was like, I'm not comfortable. He was like, I just asked for formality. I was like, then why are you asking? You're just making me more and more upset. And then, like,
I love how we can joke about like just casual, like horrific moments that happen to us. It's
no,
all in
I've
the past now.
processed it
I
now. I'm
know.
safe.
But
In my little corner
yeah,
of the
it's
internet.
kind of sad. I mean, I'm looking at like a young me thinking, shit, this poor kid,
Yeah.
like, she didn't need that.
She didn't deserve
She
it.
didn't deserve it.
But wait, why do actors not like content creators?
The one great thing about content creation is that it's allowing you to build social capital through followers. So I find that because I have a following on Instagram or on social media, it opens up more rooms of casting conversations for me, because the number of followers I have is equal to the number of people I can pull into a theater or a show on
Yeah.
a platform. What 11 of us could do for class together was a fingernail on what Suhana can do for Archie's.
Fair enough.
So, in that situation, based on the fact that filmmaking is not an NGO or a CSR initiative, it is a
Money
profit
make.
making
Yeah, yeah.
industry, and big films have to do money so that smaller independent cinema can happen.
Yeah.
So, if Brahmastra doesn't do well, it means that is the end of filmmaking for smaller, more interesting projects on OTT, or even independent films, or films that go straight to OTT. I feel like the reason why content creators are getting into films is because I think platforms and producers are realizing that content creators come with an amazing engagement and following that is very loyal to the creator. Also, they come with a really organic sense of being. So maybe not so often they're not going to be asked to play like very character driven roles. They're
Yeah.
just going to be asked to play themselves in a different version.
Did you see that tweet where some guy was like, producers give like content creators a 3 minute role in a 3 hour movie, and that content creator posts 50 posts about it, and they're like, we couldn't even hire this content creator for one post, but they're doing free car promotion. Like, I feel like,
That is it.
yeah, because like it actually grinds my gears a little bit about like how influencers are just accessories to Bollywood actors. Like, it upsets me to my core actually. I feel very strongly about it. Like,
They'll
I
always
don't
play
like,
the best friend, or they'll
yeah.
play like some filler
And
character.
all the other influencers are like, oh my god, she got a movie, she got a movie. But like, I feel like they're not understanding that they're doing so much in content creation. Like, it's insane that they've been able to do what they're doing. Of course, if that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. But I feel like they truly see themselves as accessories to the actors.
I think it's because if you look at the industry as a workplace, there isn't really a blueprint of what a promotion looks like, or what the glass ceiling looks like. And there's also so much attention given to and importance given to film and cinema and being on the
Yeah.
big screen, like how cricket is supreme as a sport, that for an influencer, for a content creator, um, there's a lot of value add the minute you move from a vertical screen to a horizontal,
Yeah. I like
platform.
how we're talking about like, is 9 to 5 better or content creation better? The worst of it is our managers.
Oh my
who have
gosh.
9 to 5 jobs, and then on a Sunday morning they get a call from us like, why isn't this brand live? Or they get a call from the brand. Like, I feel like
I don't know how managers do it.
they're a minority,
I don't know how they do it genuinely.
bro.
Like, you have given your soul to somebody else, and you live, your sun rises with the content going live
Yeah.
and sets with the new brief. It's
Like,
a
if they
lot.
forget to tell you hashtag ad, you don't put hashtag ad, and then you be like, hey, can you please put it? And you're like, why didn't you? They're like, babe, I have other fucking 100 things to do. You're not my
Yeah.
life.
It's crazy. It's crazy how the world suddenly gets destroyed for a moment if you forget to write paid sponsorship on a post.
It's like, why didn't someone tell me? Like, are you that stupid
And
that someone
it's
has to tell
trickling
you?
down and up through the office, through the MNC, through everybody. The international office has reached out on
Yeah.
India time. They're like, how did she not put free post or paid or
And the
ad?
manager on a Sunday morning has to call you, like, can you please put.
Bechare.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. But I'm just like, this is such a stupid.
I hate myself. Honestly, when I mess up with like content creation and I do the wrong thing in a brief or like there's feedback, I genuinely my first heart goes to the people in my team who have to deal with my dumbass. you know?
No, I'm like, but why do I have to reshoot? And everyone around me is like, because the brand is paying us.
Yeah, you forgot.
Yeah.
Just forgot that for a second. But you know what? Like now that I look back at my expansive work career, um,
6 whole months.
no, as an content creator,
Right,
as a
right.
workplace girly, it was
Sorry.
like 6 years. I think like there are two things that I take away. Number one, you have to work smart and not work hard.
Yeah.
I feel like the people who make the most noise at work without doing anything are the ones that are like, wow, that person's working really hard. So at my one job, when I didn't know what I was doing, I would just open reels on my phone and keep staring at them and like screaming at it and walk through the office past my boss's cabin. So he thought I was really proactive. And he told me, he's like, yo, the initiative you've taken in these last few months. I was like, I
You're
know.
just watching me dance on reels.
That was literally what I did. And the other thing is, like, people feel like, being good at your job is about how amazingly you attack every project.
Yeah.
But the person who made it higher up is the person who just did the bare minimum in the 9 to 5 and
Yeah.
just stuck around.
Because they don't burn out.
They don't leave. They're there.
Yeah.
They're there for the big wins and the low lows. They're there through the office. Their happiness comes from HR Diwali Rangoli, and their extreme euphoria
Ouch.
comes from what is that thing? When they go, everyone does team building in a different in Lonavala.
Offside.
Offsite, yeah.
No, so in conclusion, the best job is no job. So
No.
we wish generational wealth for you in your next life and for us too.
In conclusion, if you want to make money, diversify your work portfolio, have as many original IPs under yourself as you can if you want to be somebody in the creative field and a content creator. If you don't know what you're doing with your life, it's okay. Just do as many things as you can.
Just make reels.
Just make reels. You never know. You're sitting on like a gold mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renegade.
Sakshi has lost it.
Yeah. No, it's been a long 9 to 5 for me today. I don't know how y'all do it every day. But thank you so much for tuning in to Moment of Silence. This has been great for us, and I hope it's been great for y'all. And tune in next week.
And then also please like, share, and subscribe to our content and leave comments if you feel like something you heard was fun. Bye.
Bye.